At the southern end of the island, archaeologists have discovered Akrotiri, a sophisticated town buried by the volcano. Its paved streets are lined with multi-storied houses, all connected by a complex drainage system. The ground floors were used for storage. The upper floors were the living quarters of wealthy families. Each house had at least one room lined with frescoes, among the most magnificent found in Greece. These streets once rang to the sound of people going about their business. People dressed in the most colourful costumes.
The early inhabitants of the island had lived with the dangerous rumblings of this volcano for a long time. Unlike the people of Pompeii, they weren't unprepared. The only remnant of a living thing that's been found here is the skeleton of a pig. The people gathered up their valuables, their gold and their silver, and they escaped. But what happened to them remains a mystery. The most likely answer is that they were destroyed in their flight by the massive tidal wave that followed the eruption.
On our sail down to Rhodes, we meet the Meltemi, the famous wind which blows all summer long in the islands. We have 3 days of this, with winds of force 5 to 6 and very confused, uncomfortable seas. Most of us are seasick to some extent. But under reef main alone and charging along at 8 knots, it's still exhilarating. Eventually the storm breaks for a while, but it's taken its toll on the crew. Rhodes Harbour is one of the most popular destinations for yachts in the world. Our problem will be to find a parking place.
You reckon you're going there? Huh? Somewhere in there? It's a mess.
A mess? And we're going to make it worse?
There's that Charles Hetzig.
Yeah, Santorini.
It was in Santorini, yeah.
So we'll go beside him?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Let's go beside him.
Mooring yachts stern too is an art, but when the boats are 3 deep, it's chaotic.
All the boats over there look like they're racing boats out of the class. Very much the same as each other.
We find ourselves resting in the shadow of one of the finest Crusader castles in the world. Today, Rhodes is one of the premier holiday destinations in the Mediterranean. And the famous sandy port is crowded with luxury hotels. The port itself is like no beach you've ever seen before. Wall-to-wall umbrellas protect wall-to-wall white flesh from that terrible affliction we call a tan. A few are more adventurous than the rest. And some look like they really belong here. The city of of Rhodes is dominated by the castle of the Knights of St. John. This magnificent structure was built by the Crusaders about 500 years ago and was unlike anything the world had seen at the time. The knights lived here in real splendor, but their lives weren't easy. These rooms were the headquarters for great battles. The castle was constantly under attack from the Turkish infidel hordes, but with its huge watchtowers, colossal battlements, its moats and drawbridges, it stood impregnable for almost a century. Today, the huge stone balls, fired by great catapults, still lie here and there, like marbles discarded from a game between giants.
The city was finally conquered in 1523 by Suleiman the Magnificent. It was the headline story of Europe. 600 knights with just 1,000 supporters held off 100,000 infidels for 6 months. And the infidels had some massive siege equipment.